Juicy stuff this morning. I was sitting with holding space for others. And the only way I've learned through my experience that I can hold space for others is if I can hold my own. And this is huge because patience starts with self. Everything starts with self. And especially love, compassion, acceptance. We can't be there for others if we're not being there for ourselves. We can't be, although many do, and I have, be the martyr. Everything's okay with me. And be able to also hold that for others who may be going through their own personal crisis. See, we're all doing the work. The work. The work is getting to know ourselves through relating with others, through looking within, and whether you look consciously or unconsciously and your stuff comes up or your stuff comes out, everything that's inside of you shows up outside of you. And it's always going to be that opportunity. And I say this all the time because it's true. There's always an opportunity in every encounter you have. So when you encounter someone and your triggers get charged and you're ready to react to them, those are the times you need to step back and ask yourself, is this something I need to look at and learn from? Or better yet, better question I found, what do I need to know in this moment? What is this trying to teach me and tell me about myself that clearly is coming up again because a trigger is a repeated wound being rubbed with salt. It's an old past trauma, something you didn't handle, you didn't work through. Maybe you weren't even allowed to fully heal, depending on how far back it goes and how deep it is. We all have a past. We all have some sad stories, some bad experiences. Some of them stay stuck within us longer than others because we need to always go back into those spaces and sit with them, to feel them fully, to heal them fully, and allow ourselves to let it go so we can live life in an ease and grace flow. It sounds simple, but the putting into action is the most difficult. And we want to be there for others, but if we're not being there for ourselves, we're ineffective. We're not here to fix others. We're not here to fix ourselves. We're here to improve and learn and grow. We're all perfect right here and now in this moment. And as the momentum picks up from one moment to the next, we will continue to evolve and grow and become more of what we are. There is no good or bad about it either. So when people come into your life and you get rubbed the wrong way, whether you like it or not, those are always opportunities to check yourself and go, oh, I'm not in a good space. That's rubbing me. And once you don't realize, is that person is a gift for you, because you're going to get to learn and know yourself better if you're open to it. Otherwise, the resistance will keep on bringing more of that same type of energy back to you. You can push that person away and say it was them, but it's always coming from within. If you continually see the same things in your environment, on the television, when you drive in your car, those are all examples of what is churning within you that needs to be addressed. So if you find yourself triggered, but you want to hold space for others, you got to work on those first. And when you find you're no longer triggered, that's when you're going to be able to hold others even more. But that's the work. And we're all doing it, consciously or unconsciously. When you are less triggered and you start to notice things are easier, softer, then you yourself are going to be able to hold that space for other people who may be where you have been. You have more compassion. You'll be able to extend that to them. And I guarantee it is appreciated, whether you know it or not. And quite often when we've been down that road and we've been, myself included, triggered to the point of, that when you get the opportunity to extend that kindness in return because you've been that person who was easily triggered and blowing up at everything, you start to have more love, humility, compassion. You extend that out because you yourself recognize that I could have really used that back then. And I see me in you, whether it's the present, the past, wherever you've been on your journey, people show up as you, wherever you've been. And each time they're showing you where you are. Whew, juicy stuff. And when you're willing, things will unfold even quicker. So, I love it. I love it, I love it. So today, let's get tickled by the universe. Let's see what the universe has in store for us. So hold your own so you can hold others. Love in spite of it all. And in the end, no matter what comes up, must come out one way or another. The good, the bad, the ugly, whatever you label it, that's just a distraction in itself. But love in spite of it all. Before this odyssey ever began, there was you, your best friends, and wide-eyed curiosity among you about who would be the first to leap, the first to forget, the first to kiss, the first to tell, the first to fall, the first to get back up, and the first to remember that it all began with a dare to love in spite of it all. Is that you, Murgatroyd? Love the universe? P.S. I remember the glint in your eyes, all three of them. I don't know what Murgatroyd is. I'm guessing it has to do with stars, since we're all of star energy. This is just my interpretation. But always check yourself and where you're at. And love in spite of it all. It all starts with self. And that when you're willing and open, and you're allowing others to be where they're at instead of try to fix, because we're not broken. Love is what it is. And who you are at your core. You can't deny it. You can try. But you deserve love. You deserve happiness. And just remember where you've been and where you're going. So today, love in spite of it all. Recognize that acceptance is an act of love. So live in love and act in love. Because I love you and you deserve it. Many blessings.